You find Olivera exactly where Ankita said it would be, a ragged colony, nestled in a crater on one of the biggest rocks of the shoals. Seraphin gets no response to his initial broadcasts, and so you find yourself in a docking tunnel, the rug at one end, the colony at the other, with no idea what awaits you. I need you to get back on that ship and keep flying. You freeze in the dock tunnel, a figure in front of you, holding a long gun at their hip. I'm serious. Xander. Oh, I like his design as well. Hard-headed and quick-witted. Your eyes adjust to the dark, and as they do, you see a man, no, a boy, carrying a long dark shape in his hands. I don't know how you found this, but you need to leave right now and forget this place. You glance over at your shoulder and see Seraphin, his hands raised in front of him in a gesture of calm. Look, kid, we mean no harm. I bet you go run and get someone. I am someone. I'm Xander. He sticks out his jaw. It's you I don't know, and I'll decide who's gonna do some harm here. He reaches across his chest and thumbs on the lamp he has lashed there. You blink in the glare of the bright light, shielding your eyes, and as you do, you see a flicker of confusion crossing Xander's face. He meets your eye with a look of shock and opens his mouth as if to speak, though no words emerge. Ankita sent us? You notice there's a familiar name registered with Xander, adding to whatever confusion or question your appearance has provoked. You see his eyes taking in your sleeper body, his gun dropping a little as he takes his attention off it. Is this? He looks between you and Seraphin. Are you here for Flint? He pulls the gun close to himself. I'll be honest, kid, pun my up there, we have no idea who you're talking about. Seraphin allows himself to drift a little forward, so how about you drop the gun, and we can talk like adults. As Seraphin flies past you, he gives you a look that makes you nervous. We're just here to deliver something. Xander? Hello, Cadence. Young Olivera colonist. She... Is it just me? But she should look a bit like Alex from Minecraft, because that's the female character model, right? Because the male's Steve, I think the female's Alex. She looks so much like her. Like, the red hair, green top, and brown pants. Dude. Xander? The voice echoes along the bridge. Along the docking bridge. Xander, what are you doing? A figure appears at the end of the bridge behind Xander, a young woman clearly older than the boy in front of you. When these two try to sneak in, Cadence, Xander keeps his eyes on you and Seraphin as he speaks. Saboteurs, maybe? Was about to send them on their way, Xander grins. I assure you we are not saboteurs, miss, Seraphin smiles at Cadence. Cadence sighs and glides towards Xander. Stop messing around with that welder. She snatches the gun out of Xander's hands, and as she does, both you and Seraphin reflexively flinch. Cadence looks at the two of you with a raised eyebrow and turns the gun so you can see it better. You notice the fuel tank and welding muzzle. It probably has an effective range of less than half a foot. Seraphin looks at Xander and rolls his eyes. Seriously? Cadence lowers the welder to her side and turns to Xander. Now's not the time. We just got an emergency broadcast from Carmen and Flint. Something's happened. Xander's attitude changes immediately. He turns to face Cadence, putting his back to you, as if you had just disappeared completely. What do you mean something has happened? I don't know. They weren't quite in the shoals. All we got was a distress signal. Cadence raised his hand reassuringly. Don't get excited. They probably just had a technical fault on the ship, but we should check in anyway. We have to get them. Xander grabs the welder back and slings it over his shoulder. In what, Xander? Cadence sighs. They took our only functioning ship. The tender tide's still in pieces in the hangar. Seraphin gives you a nudge and nods towards Cadence and Xander. This is your chance. We have a ship. Xander wheels around the tunnel, squinting at you in thought. Seraphin moves past you, approaching them. We need to see Carmen out. It seems like Carmen needs our help. He looks between the two of them. So how about we stop messing around in this dingy tunnel and go get your friend? Xander turns back to Cadence. Them? Really? He rolls his eyes. We're not the only people on Olivera. There must be other ships. You want to go looking? They're here now. Cadence looks at Seraphin, and they are generously offering to help. She smiles sheepishly. Thank you for actually being level-headed, Cadence. Fine, Xander folds his arms, but I'm coming with you. Fine by us? Seraphin shakes his head and looks at you. Come on then. You both turn and head back to the ship, Seraphin whispering as you do. What kind of backwater is Ankita sent us to? He sighs. That kid thinks he's some kind of sheriff. Not used to visitors, I guess. Tucked away in the shoals like this, I'm not surprised. What are they doing out here? What are we talking about? Xander catches up with you and Seraphin. His mood seems buoyed by the prospect of boarding a ship. You wonder how often he gets to leave Olivera. Nothing. Xander shrugs. Sounds boring. Wait up! You turn back to see Cadence gliding up the tunnel. I changed my mind, I'm coming too. Give me a minute to grab some supplies. She glances at Xander, just in case. Seraphin cuts in. I'll give you a hand. That alright, Sleeper? We'll be there in a sec. He looks at you. You pause, but Seraphin doesn't seem to be waiting for confirmation as he and Cadence head back into the dock. You're slightly thrown off by his eagerness to be helpful. Oh, does he have a crush? This is the first time you've actually seen him be welcoming to anyone on board the rig. I think he has a crush. When you get to the cockpit, you notice Xander looking wide-eyed at the consoles and switches. Cool ship, he grins. After a short wait, Cadence and Seraphim come back into the cockpit. All loaded up, Seraphim pats Xander on the shoulder. Might want to strap up there, kid. Sorry, strap in. Xander and Cadence find a place to settle as Seraphim buckles himself into the flight seat. Alright, you turn to Xander, show us where to go. You head out into the shoals, the thick debris field that surrounds Oliveira. What's happening in here, sleeper? Bliss pokes their head into the cockpit as Seraphim brings the ship towards the signal coordinates Xander gave him. You look around the cockpit. Xander is tapping at the co-pilot console mounted in front of his seat in a haphazard way, while Cadence is asking Seraphim about how the rig works. Surprisingly, Seraphim is responding with patience and care. That'll help us find Carmen. If you say so. Bliss looks over at Seraphim and Cadence. Seraphim smiling? They shake their head. Something is going on. Bliss turns back to you. Bruni is working on the ship's wiring and won't respond to my messages. She's probably in the wall somewhere, hooked up to the main line. They smile, we smile. I'm here, so how about you tell me what we're doing out in the middle of nowhere? Quiet, Seraphim's voice cuts through the chatter. Is that? He gestures out into the debris field at a sparking, ragged-looking shape tucked beside a rock. Xander rushes to the cockpit glass. Carmen! A moment of tense silence grips the room. It says ship. Oh! I thought Carmen was a woman. I know Carmen can be a man's name, but I associate it more with women, so that's on me for being reductive, is the phrase I'm looking for. You and Bliss exchange concerned glances. This isn't good. I'll bring her in. Seraphim's eyes are fixed on the wreck of the crumpled ship now. We don't know anything yet, Seraphim, calm down. Xander is silent, his face pressed against the glass. Cadence stares out at the wreck, her cheeks pale. No one speaks until the rig is brought to a stop. Alright, now we're going out there and we'll have a poke around. Seraphim looks between Cadence and Xander. We verify the ship and we recover the crew. Seraphim gives you and Bliss a nod, and you both push off and glide towards the back of the cockpit. Suddenly, Xander pushes off from the window and glides with you out of the cockpit. I'm coming too. You need someone to identify the ship to identify. He stops and takes a breath. Are you sure? I'm sure. Xander gets the words out and then pushes on ahead towards the airlock. You follow behind, ready to suit up and investigate the wreck. Oh, okay. So Bliss and Xander are just with us. I think this is the first time we've never had a choice on bringing, like, both people. Okay. Search the ship. The simplest way to find out what happened is a full search of the gutted ship. But that's no easy task when part of it has been blasted to debris. Reconstruct events. A crippled ship, hulls torn in its hull, and a missing crew. With some thought and careful assessment, perhaps this wreck tells a story. And wreck assessment. If you want to have any hope of recovering Carmen and Flint, dead or alive, you'll need to start at the wreck and work your way out. Well, you have your skills, Xander. And me and Bliss have ours. Boom. Please be kind. Damn you, game. On me. I'm not going to use my glitch dice, and I'm not going to use Xander's too. Oh yeah, we didn't get the chance to refuel as well, because we just arrived here and then immediately got shot, like... We just arrived to Ophelia and then... sorry, Oliveira, and then we just got shot here too. So... Go us. And... Bliss's dice should seal it. I mean, of course it will, it's a guaranteed 100% outcome. 100% positive. The search of Carmen's gutted ship has impacted the mood of the rig. As more and more evidence of an attack has appeared, the quieter Xander has got, and the more Cadence... Sorry. As more and more evidence of an attack has appeared, the quieter Xander has got, and the more Cadence has retreated into the bunks. Now, with the search complete, you are gathered in the cockpit to discuss what's been found. Come on, Cadence floats by the door, hugging herself against the cold. Tell us already. Xander is perched on the back of one of the seats, flicking at some hinge container he found in the rack. Open and close, open and closed. Blink carefully. You start by summarizing the search, talking around the details, picking your language carefully. You describe the damage to the ship but not the attack. You talk about the occupants of the ship without mentioning what might have happened to them. Seraphine quickly cuts in. What Sleeper is saying, he gives you a look, is that the ship was hit with weapons fire, badly. Then the drive was fired up, and they attempted to flee. The drive burnt out in the ship. After hitting multiple rocks and bits of debris, came to a halt here. He takes a breath. We found no bodies. At the mention of that word, bodies, I should have run through those assembled. Then they are here, somewhere. Xander has a silly look in his eyes. And we find them, whatever state they're in. He looks at Cadence. He nods back at him. Xander's right, we aren't leaving them out here. Carmen made Olivera what it is. He saved us. We won't come back without him. She shivers and looks at Xander. At Xander. He would do the same for us. Based on the damage to the ship, Seraphine begins. They're almost certainly dead. We get it. Xander cuts them off. But there are debris trails leading away from the ship. I've seen them. I like Xander. I mean, young, bit naive, but observant. There are. Seraphine holds his hands out in a calming manner, but those could be from secondary explosions or depressurization. We picked the wrong trail and it could lead us in circles, cycle after cycle. Then we better pick the right one. Cadence has Xander's silly look now too. She stares directly at Seraphine, challenging him to answer back. He sighs. Then that's what we'll do. He looks at you with resignation. Whatever happens here, you won't believe until you see its end. Absolutely. In fact, it might be the last thing I did before I go to bed, I'm not sure. Explore debris. There's only so much you can see from scans. Sometimes you have to explore the debris and pick up the trail from its patterns. Map the debris. Scanning and mapping debris from the ship will help you safely figure out where it might lead, but it's painstaking work. Sunward Trail. One of the three possible trails, it's impossible to know which is the right one without exploring them further. Pardon me? That was not worth the risk. That kind of was. Okay. Are they all the same? Yeah, they are. Okay. I think we just have to work our way around then. Also, another one of my dice is breaking. Yay! This isn't leading us anywhere, Sleeper. Bliss's voice comes over the comms. I'm sorry, but we have to call it. You look out at the scattered debris gleaming in the sunlight. Bliss is right. This trail is going nowhere. If Coleman and Flint did head out from the ship this way, there's no way you'll find them. And if they didn't, there's still more places to look. Bliss interrupts your thoughts. We won't give up on them yet. But you think of Xander and Cadence and how they must feel right now. The search must continue. Okay. Well, I'm guessing we have to go through all of them. And it's the same descriptions for each one. Oh, the Rimwood Trail. Okay. Sorry, Xander. Double sorry. Oh shit, that's not good. Okay, well that's something. I clicked on the wrong area. Okay, this is where I wanted to go. I clicked on the wrong bit. Fuck. And I'm gonna have a dice break. I hate that it's happening more. I would love it to happen less. Okay. The trail is dead, Sleeper. Seraphine eyes over the comms. It's going nowhere. You have to agree, picking through the debris has been nothing but an exercise in futility, and now coming to a dead end, you aren't sure if there's anything to find out here at all. Look back to one of those other trail sleepers, Seraphim pauses. We're going to keep going. What else can you do? You just hope for Xander and Cadence's sake you find something soon. I mean, it's kind of fucking obvious that we have to search through all of them. Starwood Trail. Again, most of it's down to me. I mean, the game locks us to bringing Bliss along, and their dice are not really good for this mission. Like, they don't have the skill set to match it. Obviously, not knock on them, but like, you know, it feels like the game just forcing them into, by them I mean Bliss, into a shitty situation. And this will seal it. Oh-ho! Oh-ho! Oh, finally, Bliss can sort of do something, maybe. Search the caves. Forget the trail. If the caves are searched comprehensively, then anyone in here will be found. Follow the trail. The caves are dark and winding, but with a sharp eye, it's possible to spot a glinting shard of debris. This trail must lead somewhere. Tunnel vision! God, this game's really good at wordplay. The trail leads to these barren and airless caves. It's hard to imagine someone surviving in here for long. I mean, I've got the best shot right now, so I may as well. That was a good shot indeed. Less good. Yeah, no, I'm definitely resting up. Oh, we're out of supplies as well. Fuck. Please be kind. Fucking hell, game. Oh. Fuck. Please don't screw me. Shit. Oh man, no, I can't use Xander anymore either. Shit, man. I'm sorry, kid. When the Starwood Trail led to the caves, a little hope was rekindled in the hearts of the crew, but after plumbing the depths of these dark passages, that hope seemed snuffed out. Xander struggled on in silence, only speaking to update Cadence on the lack of news via the cockpit comms link, but he speaks now quietly at first and then with increasing urgency. A light, sleeper. I see a light, and with that, he kicks off hard from the wall and darts down a dark tunnel with a reckless speed. You follow, but the tunnels are winding, and you quickly lose Xander around a corner. You kick off from the same wall, trying to close the gap, but when you come around that same corner, you can't find Xander anywhere. And then you see it, through a thin slit in the cave wall, a flickering, fading light. You cross over to it and see scratches and chunks scraped out of the rock. Someone has dragged something through here. Contact Xander. You click a comms to Xander's channel and call out to him. Nothing but static and silence greet you. A flashing red light on your comms panel suggests the signal isn't getting through. You push away some of the fledgling rock and squeeze yourself into the gap. As you do, you watch the light pulsing inside the cave, setting the cracks and shapes of the rock in sharp relief. You search those shadows for something recognizable, but the light source remains out of sight. And then you are through. You steady yourself against the wall and look towards the light. There, beside a fading emergency lamp, floats a body, its head instantly striking you as strange and misshapen. Carmen's body. Is he still alive? Oh god. You know immediately this must be Carmen. His head is shrouded in an emergency helmet, inflated around him like a balloon, while an oxygen canister floats nearby, attached by a tube. His eyes are closed, his body still. You try to settle your gaze on his chest to see the telltale rise and fall. And then the light catches something else, something broken and skeletal nearby. Face of bright eyes watching you. Flint. Quiet and desperate sleeper. This is our first time meeting another sleeper. I just realised that. A sleeper, another sleeper. They watch you with lit irises, ones just like yours. Their torn face reveals no emotion. They pose crouched, coiled even, like a spring ready to strike. You are both frozen, unsure, afraid. Nothing moves. Your eyes trace the damage to their suit, to their body. They look broken, worn down, and you wonder if this is how you look to others. If they flinch when they see you, as you feel the need to now. Carmen! Xander's panicked voice cuts through the silence. He rushes forward to the floating body, and as he does, the other sleeper pulls away from the wall like a statue coming to life. For a moment, you go to intervene to save Xander from the skeletal figure, but the sleeper falls on Xander to embrace him, and Xander returns the hug. You float stunned, watching as Xander begins to carry Carmen's body from the cave of Flint, the sleeper guiding him. Carmen is stable. Cadence comes out from the room that has become a makeshift medbay. She looks between you and Seraphine, thanks to you. And Flint? Cadence pauses, choosing her answer carefully. Flint is in there with Carmen. They seem to be functional. She looks away. That's what you mean. We should head back to Olivera, Seraphine cuts in. He places a hand on your shoulder and steers you away towards the cockpit. Once you're out of earshot, Seraphine turns to you. Did you know Flint was a sleeper? No! Seraphine nods. I just pauses. I don't want to be suspicious. I was just surprised, that's all. Seraphine glances back towards the medbay. They look different. Different how? Seraphine sighs unsure of his words. Just never seen a sleeper like that. Honestly, I have neither. He looks away. I'll go get it started up. He pats you on the shoulder and heads to the cockpit. Let's just keep an eye on them, okay? He leaves you floating in the corridor, unsure what to think. Flint is the first sleeper you have met since you escaped the program, and at this point, those memories are little more than fragments and fictions. As the rumble of the drive runs through the ship, you can't help but feel a little concerned for what this might mean. Can we go? I want to go. Okay. Eugene finds you in a quiet corner of the rig. Seraphine just gave me something I think you need to see. Eugene has been uncharacteristically quiet since your journey to the feeling past resting place, and even now there is a seriousness to him you do not recognize. He produces a personal terminal, a slate, and shows you the screen. On it is a message from the singers, from Peter. I am pleased to report the fraction droid's extraction was a success. You hear the gravelly voice in your mind as you read. Thanks to your choice to concede. Conway attempted pursuit, but Singer ships are fast and quiet, and we soon lost them in the debris. You smile. Peter's arrogance is clear even in writing. We have now begun on the project to implement and expand the fraction drive, which is why I'm writing to you. Encrypted with this message is a full scan of the drive itself, its components and systems. You exchange a glance with Eugene. I believe you deserve as much for your integrity in our encounter. I'm glad we didn't have to kill you. What you do with the plans is up to you, but I would recommend you do not attempt to sell or publish them unless you wish to attract further attention from Conway. The Singers will soon leave Hellion, and in part we have to acknowledge your role in making this possible. We wish you safe passage on your journey. Peter. At the bottom of the message, a handful of encrypted files open up to reveal an insanely complex set of scans and diagrams, the fraction drive. You look up at Eugene, who has a sharp smile on his face. The bastard did it, he shakes his head, and I have you to thank for stopping me from killing him. Can we build this? Eugene puffs. I'm no engineer, but perhaps, he squints at the diagrams, we would need a lot of resources, and the kind of machines only found in places like Darkside. With time, research, who knows? Eugene grins. The point is, it's possible. We have the plans, the path is there. You see it now, Eugene's swagger returning. For better or for worse, this project fuels him. It's on the back burner for now. We have more immediate things to deal with. He slips the terminal away. But I will start calling in favors quietly, investigating how real this is. Do it carefully. He nods. I have learned my lesson. Eugene frowns, something dark crossing his face. Look, I know this is exciting, but... He pauses, unsure of his words. We know what people did to clean this drive. He swallows hard. What I did. Eugene taps at the terminal. Part of me wants to delete these right now. He looks down. They make me afraid of what I'll do to fulfill them. You want to be like that? Perhaps you're right, he smiles weakly. I want to believe it. He slips the slate away. The way you treat me makes me believe something. His brow knits, his own words irritating him. I'm not sure what it is. And I'm not much of a believer. Gudrun looks down. You can see he's fighting with himself. I don't like to owe people, he pats you on the shoulder, but for you I will make an exception. With that he turns away, gliding back through the ship and out of sight. A fraction drive of your own, a machine to cut a path through the stars. You shake your head. It's hard not to dream. But you have seen the danger of that dream, of that dream too, what it drove Eugen and others to do. Perhaps together, you can keep each other on that narrow path to the future without straying into obsession. Or perhaps thinking of those impossibly complex plans that will never come to pass. Are they a diagram of your future, or a labyrinth to become lost in? The only way to know is to live it together. You are left alone with Xander and Seraphin in the docks while Carmen is carefully carried from the breaker by Flint, guided away into one of Oliveira's many tunnels and passages. English difficult, I apologize. Okay, I believe you, Xander shrugs his shoulders. Seraphin raises an eyebrow. Believe us how? That you aren't saboteurs, he shoots you a sheepish grin. Although, you never know. I'd forgotten that. I won't remind you then, he winks. Tell me, kid, Seraphin folds his arms. Why are you so protective of this place? I mean, no offense, but who'd want to sabotage a tin pot colony in the middle of the shoals? Xander bristles at the comment, but controls his anger. You don't get it. Oliveira is a refuge. Why do you think we're hiding all the way out here? He glances at you and then back at Seraphin. I would have thought you'd understand what's at stake here. You've seen Flint. Seraphin pauses, unsure of how to respond. He looks embarrassed into silence. You just got owned by a fucking teenager, dude. Look, Xander says, playing the pacemaker. You brought Carmen back to us. Everyone in Oliveira will thank you for that. How about you stick around for a bit? Get a feel for the place. If you need to resupply, we can help. We haven't got much, but if you chip in, you'll get your share. He bows his head a little. We're more welcoming than we appear. Just don't expect to buy anything with those chits of yours. Xander puts his hand on his hips. Oliveira is not for sale. Seraphin shrugs. Alright, kid, I glances at you. We appreciate it. We need to hang around until Carmen is back up and awake anyway. I think we'll be glad of the rest. I'll see you around then. Xander touches his brow in a salute and then kicks away, floating out the docks. Seraphin turns to you. A little shore-leave doesn't sound so bad. I'm not gonna ask if we're safe here. I think we are. We do need to speak to Carmen. I may as well. For sure, he stretches, but Carmen isn't going anywhere. We've got time. He winks and glides away into Oliveira proper. You are left floating in the docks, unsure of what comes next. It doesn't seem like Lane is going to find you out here, so maybe this is the perfect time to take a breather, at least until you can bring Ankita's drive to Carmen. You turn that little thumbnail drive over in your pocket. Time to see what Oliveira has to offer. Well, first things fucking first, lady. What is this again? Rare components. Okay. I need to figure out where to get more. Hang on, I'm just having a mood to where to find some. Hang on, sorry, I'm just making sure. Hmm. Okay then. Well, I say we have a look around. We definitely need the food. Canteen visit. Olivera has an open canteen where Cadence produces the colony's prepares the colony's produce. You tend to get served based on how well liked you are. Thank you. The Olivera Clinic. Carmen is in recovery and Olivera will have to navigate a coming crisis without his steady hand. Oh, okay. As you leave the rig, you find a figure waiting for you in the docking tunnel. Gives Anders hostile greeting when you first arrived. Is that him again? Where are you headed? Flint leans away from the wall now at the battered suit you first saw them in. The damage to their frame is concealed beneath their overalls, but you're still aware of it just beneath the surface. Scrap sorting? Same, Flint nods in the direction of the colony. I'll join you. You float together through the docks in silence. Flint makes you nervous, and their insistence on intercepting you the cycle hasn't exactly calmed the sensation. Breaking that silence eventually becomes unavoidable. Yeah, how come you get a name, Flint? I don't have a name. Flint stares ahead, continuing their glide. Ask Carmen. He insisted on it. The mention of Carmen's name recalls the image of him floating unconscious in the light over your work lamps in those deep and winding caves. It suppresses a shudder. Flint gives you a sideways look, their mask-like face portraying no emotion. It's good you found us. They pause as you both move through a doorway. Could have been sooner, they blink, but better than nothing. Looking at Flint gives you an unsettling feeling, like catching your own reflection in a polished whole plate. Is this what others feel like when they speak with you, watching the crooked mask full its irises, the signs of human emotion? Interpreting the string of emulations of facial expressions as they cross your doll-like face? Flint turns away again, and you realize that they might feel the same looking at you. Each the other's mirror. Each reminding the other of the gap between being and being seen. What happened there? Then pauses. I made a mistake, one I won't make again. They frown and stare forward, offering nothing more. You arrive together into the cavernous hall containing the scrap silos, the cacophonous echoing of sorting already filling the air. So, Sleeper. Flint's face curls in amusement as he uses the mononym everyone refers to you by. Olivera asks all of those it harbours to contribute to the colony. Show me what you can do. Lord Scrap. Positive outcome. Lovely. You and Flint glide into the sorting bay, where scrap from the silos is delivered to the waiting workers, ready to be checked, cleaned, and cast into the different nets at the fringes of the space. You find a sorting station and begin picking up chunks of ship and machine, turning them over in your hands. As you inspect the scrap, the ghost of their original place in a bigger structure becomes apparent. Each piece suggests a hole, not a wide, a hole. A drive casing, a loading bay, a life support unit. You burn away corrosion with a torch, crack open rusted casings to release components inside like seeds. You find new life in the broken and discarded pieces. Something makes you look to one side, a glint that catches your eye, and there is Flint, taking the rest of their own. You see a glint again, Flint turning something over in their fingers, watching it spin. A vial of stabilizer. Why less vial? Flint speaks without taking their eyes off the drug. Even through the haze of your lost memories, you can recall the fizzing, sickening pulse of that injection, the dependence your Reaper freed you from. Saving it for a special occasion, Flint pockets the vial and meets your eye. You don't need a stabilizer, do you? Flint moves away from the wall they are resting against. I noticed you were different from the first moment we met, but I didn't realize what there was until now. The way you work, the way you move, with that dependence. See it now. Flint folds her arms. I was rebooted. You tell them about the process you and Seraphine attempted on Darkside, the one that Lane interrupted. They listen absent-mindedly, watching the workers instead of you. That's not all though, is it? Flint meets your eye. There's something wrong with you. More than just your decaying frame, your signal, your presence, it smells different. Lane did something to me and I'm not entirely sure what. I have come to know that feeling, the feeling that I am an object, a tool to be moulded, to be shaped for someone else's use. Imagine the twist if this is the Sleeper from the first game. Which would work, because I picked the same class in the first game as I did in the sequel. Here in Oliveira, people are different. Flint looks out at the workers. But I still know who I am, what I bring to this place. All of these people are at risk because of me. That means you too are a risk. A risk to your crew, to me, and more importantly, to this place. That is what is worrying me. Oliveira will welcome you just as it welcomed me, Flint stretches, and it will do so in spite of itself and its own safety. I want you to know that, because they will pay the cost, those close to you, and you must know that they pay it for you. With that, Flint turns and glides away, leaving no space for a response. You watch them leave, their billowing cloak revealing and concealing the glinting and ragged parts of their exposed skeleton as they go. It's actually, like, kind of awesome to meet another sleeper. Component hunt. The Oliveira scrappers are happy for you to search the scrap silos for components for your own use, but they won't be easy to find. Farm stacks! Oh! Been a while since I've seen these. I mean, we get some in the first game, yeah. Supply gathering. The Oliveira colonists will allow you to gather supplies, but you have to harvest, pack, and process them yourself, which can be exhausting. The Oliveira scrappers are... I think I read that. Hydro refinery. Fuel extraction. You are permitted to extract fuel for your own use, but you have to oversee the complex automated process yourself. I have to admit, it's kind of cool having to earn it. I don't think there's anything else. I wanted to give that one to the cat. I mean, supplies are what Willow was on, so I may as well. The sound of Ray's voices echoes through the tunnel. Oh, sorry, Oliveira, young colony in the Shoals. The sound of Ray's voices echoes through the tunnel. Following them, you find yourself at the entrance to the clinic, where Flint and Xander are locked in a bitter argument. I won't take you out there, Flint. Xander is pleading with the sleeper. Look what happened to Carmen, they'll kill you. What happened to Carmen is exactly why I have to go. They will find me here, and when that happens, the whole colony can hear you too. Seraphim comes out of the clinic with Cadence. Trying to wake up Carmen? You see Seraphim clock you standing in the passageway. Your eyes meet and Seraphim looks away. Neither of you have seen each other since you brought Carmen back to Oliveira. I'm trying to make sure what happened to Carmen doesn't happen to anyone else, Flint folds her arms. I'm the reason he's like he is, and that means it's on me to fix it. What are you talking about? Catch Flint off guard. They hadn't seen you waiting in the passageway. Astronaut came for me. That's what happened out in the debris field. They look down. You know what that means. Oh no! Astronaut came for, like... It has to be the first sleeper then. Astronaut, the company that created you, the company you escaped. The idea of them bearing down on this place sets your nerves on edge. Maybe this is where the sleeper escaped to. And I hope we see Lem and Mina, because those were the people I wanted to leave with. You have long since slipped their grasp. Lane disabled your tracker in exchange for unwavering service, a gift that became a trap. But Flint is still on the run, and if SNRP attacks Carmen's ship, they can't be far away. You look at Flint and see the fear in their eyes. Your tracker is still active. Oliveira is shrouded. Finn looks towards the center of the colony. Carmen managed to get hold of a signal shroud and set it up here. He wanted to keep everyone safe. There's no way SNRP can track me here. Am I missing something? Seraphim interrupts. If they can't find you here, then what's the problem? It's not just about the tracker. That hunter found me in the debris field. They know I escaped. It's only a matter of time before that search brings them here. The hunter? Like the thing from the previous game? Silence falls on the group as the inevitability of the problem sets in. Xander looks distraught. You can't, Flint, Xander says in a quiet voice. They'll kill you. Seraphim glances at you and Finn in turn, and you see his mind working on a solution. He looks away, frowning. I'm sorry, Xander. This is how it is. Flint looks dejected. Unless we get them first, Seraphim smiles an impish smile. Seraphim, what are you thinking? Caden speaks up for the first time. We know there is a hunter out there scaring the trolls, and we know they are looking for you, Flint, Seraphim shrugs. That means we have the upper hand. We don't need to bring them here, we can bring them any way we want. Seraphim looks around the group. So we get set, we prepare a little surprise, and then we wait. Flint is already shaking their head. The hunter could arrive here at any moment. We don't have time for this. If I had a ship, I would have left already. Then we move you now. We take you somewhere we can prepare, and we work hard and fast to get an ambush set. When the hunter comes, Seraphim grins, we spring the trap. What kind of trap? That we still have to figure out, Seraphim admits, but you have to admit, it beats going out to die without a plan. He shoots with a look, and hey, if we fail, the outcome will be the same anyway. Flint doesn't respond immediately. You can see them thinking it through, considering their options. I'm coming. Santa has a determined look on his face. We're doing this, and I'm coming. Look, kid, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is the real thing. A bounty hunter is not going to... Stop patronizing me! Thunder cuts him off. I know the shoals. You need me out there. The conversation suddenly dissolves into many small arguments. The location, who should go, had to approach the ambush. The noise grows. The old Solheim manufactory. Cadence's voice rises clear and precise through the noise. That's where you do it. It's on a rock far enough from here, and it's a real labyrinth. You can lead the hunter there and get them lost inside. Cadence's eyes are bright and determined. The place is full of old machines, ordnance. We've been afraid to scavenge any of it, it's so unstable. You notice Seraphim watching Cadence speak, clearly impressed by this sudden shift towards decisive action. We could bring the whole place down on their head. Xander picks up Cadence's thread. I know the manufactory. Good idea. You look between those gathered, Seraphim stubborn and protective, Cadence's sharp eyes, Xander's relentless desire to get involved, and Flint, a sleeper like you. A sleeper in need of an escape. Coleman was building something here, a shrouded haven, a place that needs protecting. He may be unconscious behind those doors, floating amongst the wires and tubes of the clinic, but something of him is here, in this group, making a plan of resistance. Flint's eyes meet yours and you know what has to be done. The rig will leave Olivera this cycle. You have a hunter to trap. Oh, I'm not going anywhere near that thing unless I get some supplies. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that now. In fact, I'm 4 hours in. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Maybe do some of this. Going to fuel. Should really use that more. Oh. Hang on. Oh, I think I just have to do this thing then. No, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll keep going. Take Noia because we haven't done that yet. And cadet, yeah.